All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for RWBY Volume 6, Chapter 11. All right.
Here.
We had a cliffhanger last episode. We
Yes.
have
Was anyone actually
giant
hanging on the
robot.
cliff, though? Yes, giant robot. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Right. And then Adam and Blake, they fell through the trees and they're on the ground now, and Adam's being a jerk as always, and Yang is on her way.
Yeah. Adam has lost all semblance of sanity.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
clearly.
one might say that he never actually had it to begin with.
That is true.
But, you know.
What I'm hoping for, though, is because his character is so bad, that we get the slightest modicum of an inch in the right direction for his character, so that we care more about the fight when he goes down. Because one of the things that's always been building up for is the idea of, you know, I'm armed and ready and I'm coming for you. So I'm hyped for that.
And since Adam uses a sword and it's going to be a 2-on-1 battle, that'll be really cool to see how they do that fight, because I get the feeling it's not just going to be a bunch of blurred, arcs. We'll get like
we could see some really good choreography
good
here. Also, just in terms of Team RWBY and Juniper, the little camaraderie group of them there up against Cordovan with Maria Calavera. I am hyped to see how they handle a mecha fight with a bunch of little people running around.
They should not physically be able to hurt it from the outside, at least.
Yeah, they'll have to get all like mechanical and systematic with it. So it's gonna be interesting. So guys, it's gonna be good. So without further ado, let's get into this.
This is how the war begins.
All wings engaged. Interceptors.
I just realized that is kind of an Inception. I mean, that's used in a lot of things and stuff. Apparently, Jacob, I don't know if you knew this, but Rooster Teeth had a ninja airing of the first episode of this on like some massive 24-hour stream that they were doing, and they just kind of snuck it into a slot, and the reviews were insanely positive.
Whoa.
Yeah, like really positive. So, comes out January 26th. Or, I'm sorry, was that 26th or 24th?
Either way, that's really soon.
Either way, it's really soon, yeah. I think it comes out actually the Saturday the RWBY Volume 6 finale premieres.
Oh, really? Same day?
Yeah, it's the same day.
Huh.
And
leading right one into the other.
Yeah, even crazier. They're doing 2 episodes at once because a lot of people saw the first episode. So, yeah, we might have to check it out. No, we cannot wait. Like, if we get at least a good fight with Adam, Yang and Blake in there, like, that'll do a lot, I would say, for rebuilding people's faith in the fights, the animation capability of Rooster Teeth with regards to the fights, because Monty set a really high bar.
And they've been getting better for sure.
Tyrion and Crow. And Crow. That was a fantastic fight. And what they did with Neo and Cinder was pretty good. So looking forward to seeing that, because Adam's fighting style in the Black trailer was so fast, and like the idea of how he kept sheathing his sword.
Yep.
I'm ready.
And like with all the wacky weapons in RWBY going to just a sword, that'd be really cool to see.
Yeah, with the shotgun scabbard.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, here we go.
You're joking, right? You want to fight this thing?
We've fought giant monsters before. This is just a tiny old lady. With one very big robot.
Yes, the clarification.
Spider roaches thought you could creep your way into Atlas.
Well, let's see how your resolve holds out against the might of the Elysian military.
The voice actress for her must have had so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Just hamming it up. Oh!
It's also a customizable high-impact sniper rifle.
Nice! RWBY hit something with her sniper rifle because it's not a person.
Die!
Oh, Ice Queen coming in to save the day! Yeah! Yeah!
Oh yeah, baby.
I think that was multiple kinds of dust? Yeah?
Yeah, because it seemed like
It was like
it seemed like ice
dust
dust was used for the
That
shot.
was close.
I think it was two kinds
We
of
need
dust.
to figure out how to stop Cordovan and protect the airship until we do.
Then let's give her more targets to focus on.
You mean
Okay.
us, don't you?
Look at that thing. It's not designed
kill all
for
of
small
us.
enemies.
He's not
It's
denying
probably
her.
meant for giant Grimm that come in from deeper waters.
Yep.
We can turn our size into
Foreshadowing,
an
I think.
advantage. We just have to be smart.
Maria, can you keep the ship out of harm's way?
Well, they can take my driver's license, but I won't let them take the ship.
Very reassuring.
I'll be more useful if I go with her. From up high, I can try to spot a weakness.
He's not the only one who can grab a bird's eye view.
Oh,
You
nice.
needed me on the ground? Not exactly.
Oh, I'm excited for
This
this.
is gonna be good. So why don't you fire again?
I think she's about to. Oh, they all split up. Here we go.
right.
Here we go. All right, cool. Nice. Hey, okay. Oh, if they can crack the windshield, just repeat that a few more times. Music! Oh!
Okay.
Oh, she's running on the missiles!
All right.
This is
okay.
cool. Real cool. Here we go.
Yeah.
Ooh. Teamwork.
Awesome.
Let's go. Yeah, that's got to be an awkward angle to shoot at. Up. Grenades from the side. Pincer.
And you said it was a beach season.
Cover.
I don't think cover will do too much against this thing, though.
Whoa. That's awesome.
Surely you knew Atlas was the father of hard light dust. Or do lesser kingdoms simply lack proper education?
Hard light dust. Nice.
Okay.
Force field.
Right.
Oh.
Just activated shields. I saw that. We need to find whatever's generating it.
You know, in video games, the weak spot's usually on the back of the giant bus. Ruby, this isn't a game. Just kind of forget.
You are F. You are low.
Let's get some bad luck up in this.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
What was that?
Until the shield's down, we're gonna have to get up close and
Oh, that's all he could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way you're gonna catch a crow.
Yeah.
He's just gonna be really annoying to Cordovan. Ooh,
Cool.
nice.
Make it fall over.
MVP.
Wait, that's it. When she... Ruby, move!
Oh, they're memorizing its attack patterns. Yep, this is a video game boss. Here we go. Oh yeah! All right. This is awesome. This is great. Everyone's abilities. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Jeez, Cordovan. She's crazy. Oh! Oh, Shadow of the Colossus. Here we go. Yeah! This is what Volume 4's premiere was meant to be. This is what Volume premiere. Yes.
I love that Jean just goes, ha! And it does all
Nothing.
Oh no, that's perfect. That actually...
What if I hadn't caught you? I knew you would.
yeah, really. Nice. Be sneaky. Oh, a panel. Okay. This goes to something important.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Ah, let's put some bad luck in there.
Right then.
And die.
No.
Okay.
Back here with my man!
Did she say, come back here with my man?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, I thought it'd be really hard and clunky to make this fight, like, engaging, but they're doing a good job.
Although Jean is still useless. Oh, there we go.
Oh, dang.
Well,
she was almost one-shotted.
Yeah.
And I think John just saved her life right there.
Yep.
Whoa, whoa. Ruby.
This is what happens
You can
when
swim,
you
right?
Yeah, you can swim, right?
Those rightfully in charge.
That was,
We gotta do something.
that was a cringy line, but I love it.
That was so cringy.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The thing is, Cordova's cringy, so it's I'm not sure whether
Cordovan. But yeah.
or yeah, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
She's not
exactly.
important
She's
enough
meant
for
to be
me
cringy.
for me to remember her name, but
Exactly.
she's meant to be cringy. But I love Atlas, so it's you know it's a catch-22. Did it catch the missile?
I'm so confused. What happened?
Calavera.
What? Oh, I think he. What?
That shouldn't be possible.
Okay. All right. That's weird. Oh, all right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. All right. Whoa. Oh yeah. All right. All right.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Let's use the environment. Yeah.
Can you do anything besides run?
Wow.
But yeah, I can't see Adam's eyes with that bandana.
Yeah. Ooh, that was close. That was close. Nice, nice. Get some hits in. And he didn't charge those hits. He didn't absorb those. All right.
Of course, it would be right here.
Yeah, next to a waterfall.
Next to a waterfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. We know how this fight's going to end.
Oh, that was awesome. She disarmed him. Wait. No.
Well, yeah. But like he
you
took
doing
it back.
this if you just behaved.
Oh!
Oh, okay.
Oh!
That was just the pommel.
But you're selfish.
Oh!
And then
She's off balance.
You're delusional.
Oh, you bastard! No! All right. Here we go.
I think that's the first time we've ever seen someone's weapon break before.
Oh, here it is.
People hurt me long before we met. All sorts of people in all sorts of ways.
He doesn't have any eyes
But
anymore.
no one hurt me quite like you.
Whoa!
You didn't leave scars. You just left me alone.
Oh! Did you see what it said?
Tell me, Blake,
Not quite.
how does
SDC.
it feel to be alone?
Oh.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah, don't you know that doesn't work? Like, come on. Why do you keep monologuing?
I'm not alone.
Here she comes! Ah, yes!
Bumblebee!
R.I.P. Bumblebee.
No, Bumblebee is
evolving. Bumblebee is evolving.
Okay.
Ah!
Sure.
Yang. It's okay. Catch your breath for a second. I could hold him off.
She's right, Blake. It's okay. We have unfinished business.
Oh, did you see that shimmer? Here we go.
Adam, you're toast. You're toast.
Okay. Oh my god! Whoa! Jesus!
Because the twisted sword has to turn black, right? 'Cause that's the only way to get edgier.
Okay. Oh my god! Jeez! Yes! Oh yeah, baby. Whoa, he's fast. Holy crap. Whoa.
His semblance is like yours. He absorbs energy through his sword, stores it up, and then sends it back when he's ready.
Okay,
He gets
yeah.
to dish out damage without having to feel it. That's just cheap.
Oh, misdirect, yo! Yeah! Okay. I like it. She's using her feet too. It's okay. Just, Blake, take a moment to recharge. Oh. Oh. She just took it. Oh.
Leave us alone.
Oh, you're screwed now, Adam.
This is your last chance.
Because that was everything that he had. I think
that was everything he stored up. Yeah. Yeah, the odds just shifted right here. Oh.
Do you really believe that? Or are you just trying to scare me away so you won't have to die trying to protect her?
Oh, no, you did not.
She's not protecting me, Adam. And I'm not protecting her. We're protecting each other.
Cool. Awesome.
That's how you end an episode. Yeah. I appreciate the level of like competence in these like just amazing fights.
Yeah.
Like they're so good.
Yeah.
Like not just from the animation, but like from the characters. We see them each being really good.
I will say though, I call absolute bullshit on the missile catching.
Oh yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb.
Absolutely dumb.
That was dumb.
That was absolutely dumb.
Yeah.
But
that being said, this was still really good. And surprisingly, they didn't advance the plot other really than the Blake and Yang development.
Sure. Because neither battle has actually been like
resolved.
Yeah.
The main thing I think that happened with the whole Cordovan Ruby's semblance, I think we've noticed that it has like a lower duration time, more based on like how much she's used it. Like, do you notice how she used it like for a long time in the beginning?
Yeah.
And then like later it was like only like a couple seconds or a second at most.
Right, she wasn't able to get to the cliffside.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fights.
And those are good.
Those are good fights.
Good fights. There was a lot of there were a few cringy lines in here, but
yes,
but there were also a lot of great lines in there.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few cringy action scenes, like the catching of the missile. But the catching of the missile was really the only thing. Everything else, very good, so good.
There were a couple things that happened, I think, really quickly, and they're meant, I think, for us to kind of be RWBY fans, really, and freeze frame and kind of like look and see what just happened here. But one thing I want to call out for is that Jean was like, unfortunately, this is not his fight.
Yeah,
but he did save Nora there.
Yes.
And I don't think that we can put this as Nora being, dumb essentially for the sake of Jean being
awesome.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Although the fact that she was just sort of standing there, like, because they had demonstrated that the mech was easy to avoid. So the fact that it was able to just land a hit, like, that seems a little bit like, okay.
Yeah.
But John was able to contribute, which was great. And then Ren was awesome with, just like climbing all over
Shadow of the Colossus, guys. Mm-hmm. So the game Shadow of the Colossus, right?
I've
heard of it. Right?
Yeah, I know it by reputation and stuff. I'm not super familiar with it, but I've seen like a few clips and things.
Yeah, it's easy to extrapolate also what, the reference is that there's a small guy essentially climbing up a massive behemoth.
Exactly.
And do you remember in Volume 4's premiere how they had that Geistgrim possessing the golem?
Yep.
I feel like that was them. We've just switched animation, programs and stuff, so we're figuring things out, and it was a little bit of a clunky fight as far as things went. And this was them basically, okay, we know how to use this really well. We've got a lot of characters involved here. This was a more well-executed version of that.
One of the things also that I noticed that they didn't have to do, because if you think about it, it kind of doesn't make sense. But they still did it to make sure that to make it look better, is that with the Knucklevi fight, the Knucklevi just sort of stood still.
Yes.
And then just attacked and did all its ranged attacks, which makes sense because if you have ranged attacks, why would you move, right? Especially if you don't need cover. In the case of this mech, it doesn't need cover. It doesn't need to get a better angle on its shots or anything like that. It just keeps, shooting them.
Right.
But they had it still like twist and take steps and do all those little things to make the fight feel more dynamic, as opposed to just here's a fixed point. We're all going to circle around it, doing our little attack damagey things until it goes
seriously.
down.
And it's a big asset probably within their software or whatever. So to have that constantly be moving and being animated and stuff, that's pretty awesome.
Although it is very clunky as far as the shape of it goes.
Right.
So,
it's not meant for anti-personnel.
Exactly.
But I loved that maybe potential clever foreshadowing bit of larger Grimm coming in from the sea.
I mean, they've been established so far, so,
But that's also a really cool thing that I'd say hinting not necessarily even in this volume. I think that's hinting at future volumes of how Atlas is going to be attacked.
Sure. Because how else would it be attacked? Yeah.
But how the Grimm will get onto the island in a way that's probably potentially even a threat to Atlas. Because I could see, Flying Grimm go there, and it's we have tons of anti-air weapons. I would imagine Atlas is probably like there's this one RTS game forever ago that was a Star Wars RTS, and you could just put anti-air turrets everywhere. And just if anything flew in, just a bazillion homing missiles just came and destroyed them. That's how I imagine an air Grimm invasion. But what I would love to see is some ridiculously amphibious monster come out of the depths.
Right.
And it's oh no, boo, 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 and it just kind of, it's just
not like basic dragon type stuff like we saw earlier.
No.
Like something weird and alien. Because the
Something
ocean
very
is
weird.
On our own planet, the ocean is one of the biggest, just unexplored places that we have. And there's all sorts of things that we don't know about, the ocean, right?
It's crazy.
So you could have some crazy Leviathan kind of Grimm that just comes up and have
Some
it be
old one, tentacles, and
all sorts of crazy stuff. And have it just look awesome and be terrifying, because the thing is, at that point, you could have it be way bigger than anything we've seen before. Because with Land Grimm, it's well, okay, why should we really care? Because it might be big, but we can kind of avoid it, like the elephants, even though those were way early on. But with the dragons and things like that, you can't make it that big and still be flying, because then there comes a point where it's okay, does this even make sense, looking at it?
Right. An example is in How to Train Your Dragon, the alpha dragons, the big ones there. Those ones fly, but it's impractically slow. They're big and they can fly, but most of the time it's when they're on the ground.
Right. And making them slower makes them feel bigger.
Yes.
So the fact that it might not be flying and it would be something that would just slowly rise from the depths of the sea.
Attack on Titan Season 3, the crawling Titan thing. I want to see something like that. So I'm just saying, guys, I'm calling it now. There's going to be some massive old one, Leviathan type crazy amphibious sea creature monster that Salem's going to be it's time.
Yeah.
And summons it up. I've been holding you back for millions of years.
Now one of the things that I think is kind of crazy is that if Atlas has a mech like this protecting Argus.
Yeah, what do they have?
What do they have protecting Atlas?
Yeah. I almost think it's going to be something where Salem's crew needs to be in Atlas in order for an actual invasion to work, and they need to make a lot of things work in order for the invasion to work.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that. And what I also think is really cool, we're coming up on the end of the volume, and we're getting big character moments. If you think about what we've been doing this volume, a lot of it is character focused. They've stemmed back, I think, the plot as far as what's happening. Volume 5, I think, tried to be too ambitious and tried to make, Haven is underneath, attack and stuff. And this volume, they're we're going to get into backstory. We're going to get into characterization of Ruby. We're going to get into stuff with, kind of peppering it throughout everyone and having little interpersonal conflicts, within there. But this is kind of our first big, plot hype battle thing. And then they tie it back to characters with Yang and Blake.
Right. Even though the fact that, the mech battle is awesome.
Yes.
But generally you want to care about both sides of the conflict.
Yes.
And I think whatever her name is.
Cordovan, yes.
Cordovan.
Yes.
I could not care less about her.
But I think that's intentional. I think,
yes.
I think what's the point here is to showcase that RWBY as a team and part of RWBY and Team Juniper and Oscar and Crow, they need to figure out a way to work together, and this is actually a positive way for them to combine their efforts and have a win, so that they feel like, yes, we can do this, even though we're fighting against, other people. We're not fighting up against Salem and her cronies. It's still something that shows that we can do this if we work together. And I think it's even going to be more so shown by what happens here with Adam. Because can we talk about that fight?
Yeah.
Holy crap! It wasn't a 2v1 even.
It wasn't a 2v1 even. They didn't even go into that. The fight was incredibly creative.
Yes.
Both with how they used the environment and Blake running away and doing all the tactics and things like that. And I think disarming Adam at one point. And,
she nearly got his weapon and used it against him.
Right. And then Blake coming in and the way Adam used his ability, because if they had just kept it to my sword glows and then I make some really cool attack, basically I just swing my sword and it cuts things really well.
Right.
Lightsabers are awesome, but you are not a Jedi. You are not a Sith Lord. You are nothing like that, Adam. So don't try to be. So instead they went for the anime energy blasts thing, and they did it in a very creative way.
Yeah.
Every time he did it, it looked different, and it was
yes.
Even though it was very fast paced, and even with the final one where Adam blew his whole load, it was ineffective, and Yang didn't really feel anything.
Yang's like, miss me with that.
Yeah. The way they stylized it and built up to it and all that stuff, again in a very fast paced sequence of events, was really cool.
So I want to freeze frame this. I want to see specific little minor clips, GIFs and stuff of it, because there's some really cool things that they did in the fight that are not just tactics with Blake and stuff, but counters and choreography that we've missed. This almost here's the thing. I feel like the emotions were so positive that I couldn't have feel anything but hype. But now that I'm thinking back on this fight and stuff, and the fact that this was so built up. This was so built up.
It's needed to happen.
It has been waiting since we've been waiting for this since Volume 3,
right?
And
because the Volume 5 one doesn't count.
No. But Adam's character is one that, unlike Cinder in a weird way, here's a weird thing there. I think of Adam and Cinder in a lot of the ways the same way. They haven't really been handled that well.
We don't really know their motivations as characters other than their reactionary responses and what we've been told in their responses to the main characters.
Powerful, or the humans are we deserve to be the dominant species. But now, thinking back on actually what this fight was, there's not a lot hugely going on here, but I think there's actually a lot being inferred here. When Blake looked at his eyes, Here's the thing that I'm not 100% sure about. There's a couple ways you can take this. She had seen his eyes before, and she's like, "Oh yeah," and it pains her actually to look at that again. Number 2, she hasn't seen the eyes, and it was one of this thing of I actually can't look at that. That is actually disturbing.
Yeah, I think she has.
I think she has. I think that Adam, even though he's a dick bag and he's a bag of dicks. At one point, he probably had enough intimacy with Blake that he showed her his face. Sure. And I think what's really happening here is that he's reminding her that I have motivation. And by another reason, he's also telling the audience,
I'm a character. Yeah.
Well, yes, but also I have a reason to hate humans. Because one of the things that we've been building up to all this volume is that the Schnee Dust Company does really shady stuff. We have never seen proof of that until now.
Yeah,
this was the first time we have actual proof, and this is a slave marking. That is we branded you.
I don't think that's necessarily from the Schnee Dust Company.
It says SDC on it. It says SDC or SOC, and I think it said SDC.
Oh yeah, so Schnee Dust Company.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So infer what that means. At the best, in the way that doesn't put Adam in a good light, it basically says that someone he was acting up and he got caught and he got branded and then he somehow got away. That's at the best. At the worst is there are others. there are others branded, and they might not necessarily be branded on the face, for instance, but there is a brand out there somewhere with SDC
saying
on
basically you are the property of
you
this
are the
company.
property of this company, and not only that, like
Yeah,
this is almost like karmically like funny and messed up because he's a bull and he got branded.
Yeah.
And it's like
and then it made him all mad. Yeah. But well, because the thing is that this is essentially an escalation on the faunus problem because it's taking it from the standpoint of just discrimination.
Yes.
Right. To like
slavery. It's real, like real slavery, like they're
like because it might not seem like much of a distinction, but that is
no, that's huge.
That is huge
because here's the thing that was really, I'd say, tricky for RWBY as a show is that they were trying to handle a very very sensitive topic with the whole idea of racial discrimination and stuff via the faunus
without going too in depth into it.
Yeah, and I think that was to their disservice. Actually, I feel like they could have done a little bit more, but I'm not writing the show,
and it wasn't that type of show at that point, so it kind of makes sense that they didn't, right?
Yes.
But
in fact, actually, I think the best point where they showcased this before this was probably one of the best written scenes in the show, and that's the ballroom scene with Weiss. Not the ballroom scene, the auction scene.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was probably one of the best scenes because you see someone being an apologist, essentially, not an apologist, but kind of talking about the whole problem potentially with what the Schnee company is doing. And Daddy, Papa Schnee, he's not paying. He's in his own universe. Like he's not. Yeah. He's not like.
Yeah.
That was a little bit. Oh, that was a little slimy. And then this is basically confirming. Oh,
it went there.
Yeah, we are going to go there.
And the thing is, it didn't necessarily go there like as a systemic large thing. Like Adam could have been one of the few where it was like something that started to happen, and then it's like nope, and then maybe it got cut off early, but then Adam remembers. Adam remembers where it was going.
Either way, it happened.
Exactly.
Either way, it happened, and this is something that I think is it's good to bring up in that Adam's character was always one that seemed over the top in his reasonings for, like, over the top in his executions.
Yes.
Probably because of his voice acting and probably because of just the way he was presented.
Right. Yeah. Because the thing is,
and then the whole creepy boyfriend stalker thing,
exactly,
which was just
they didn't really, even if his original reasonings for why he ended up like this, might be perfectly understandable.
Oh yeah.
He got branded as property. They gave him no redeeming qualities whatsoever as far as him as a person.
Right.
So it's becomes
people
hard.
Were basically like, he has a cool fighting style and he has potential as a character, but every time we were brought up to him, it's like, no.
Yeah.
It's just, nah, just screaming goat at you.
Yeah. Right.
So now that we have this, and he's not dead.
And he's not dead.
And the fight's not over.
And there was the character short for Adam.
There's some cool things they can do here.
Yeah. This could be, and the thing is, here's the thing. One of the coolest things that stories can do, and it's very tough to do this. And usually you want to do it earlier on in the story or at the very end, or basically this is very tough to do.
Yeah.
But when it can be done, it is awesome. Is when, because of things that happen, you cause a character to have not a character, but the audience perception of a character to flip. Right. And not to say
very hard to do that.
It's very hard to do that, and not to say that. Perception of Adam would flip, but if it's enough to cause it to shift substantially,
exactly,
then that is a huge win. That is major points scored for RWBY as a show, because that's something that's very difficult to do, especially when the character is as two-dimensionally
wholly
scummy
unlikable
and wholly unlikable as Adam is.
Yeah, and so, you know what's also cool with this? This links it all back to them going to Atlas, probably in Volume 7.
Sure.
Links it all back to one of the core characters of RWBY, Weiss Schnee.
Yep,
it links it all back. Yes, Queen. Queen. Weiss is MVP. Do you want me to count how many awesome things Weiss did this episode? She jumped out of a moving, ship landed there, used 2 kinds of dust instantly to provide an impenetrable barrier against the mecha's like attack.
I'm pretty sure she's the only one to have actually blocked the mech's attacks, other than Jean when he basically distributed the damage across him and Nora
evenly.
And she also got all the party to the mech
with her wasp, with her
freezing the water and all that stuff. She
saved Ruby when she
saved
fell.
Ruby. I think multiple times, maybe. I'm not sure. Was it just once?
Once, yeah.
Because she
she did the ice ramp. It wasn't a save though. That was planned.
Sure,
that was part of the.
But that was that. But basically, Weiss is queen.
Weiss is queen.
And this is just going to add even more to the stakes back at home when they go back there. It's going to make Shitley even more of a little shit. And then when Weiss does all her awesomeness and is queen even more back home, it is going to be one of the most amazing things ever.
And I think it's going to put 3 specific characters in Atlas at extremely high levels of importance as side characters. One of them is Watts, who has been shown to be competent enough to know when Cinder has a stupid idea. 2, Ironwood, who has probably been claiming a bit too much executive power, but there's going to be some really cool things we can do when interacting with him. And then, of course, Papa Schnee himself. And if they can somehow weave a plot that angles the intrigue of that with the impending doom of Salem basically going to, come to Atlas and stuff, I think they could, and this is me being a little bit cautiously optimistic, but I think they could actually spend 2 volumes on this kind of arc of story.
Oh, I would love it. Because Atlas is so built up as a nation, I hope they spend 2 volumes, or at least a full volume where they are in Atlas. And I get, because they've spent so much time trying to get to Atlas, it would really suck if they just spent a little bit of time in Atlas.
Well, I think what this is we can look at Volume 6's pacing as an indicative form of how Volume 7 at least will go, because they actually spent a lot of time on characters and not just sending them as fast as possible.
So maybe Atlas will end up being the second Beacon equivalent, kind of, because if you think about it, Volume 3 was Volume 3, not just because of all the crazy things that happened and the characters that died and all that stuff, and the happy, wholesome times that we had at Beacon before we realized just how bad it was going to go. But it was also the fact that we spent a lot of time there. The characters were able to get comfortable. They were able to kind of set down roots and everything like that, so that the place had a lot of meaning to us, right?
Absolutely.
Kind of like what they've shown with Argus of how they can make us get invested in a location, even though they haven't done anything to jeopardize that location, other than some crazy lady.
If you put characters in the city that we care about, suddenly we care about the city.
And that was just a few episodes. So imagine what they would do, what they could do if they had a
volume
a
or
whole
2
volume or more. So in one location,
like that's all what's coming. But the big reveal, they ended the episode on it. Like, it's confirmed, y'all. Like that's Bumblebee.
No,
like,
okay, so
here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Okay. We know that Bumblebee is happening. Here's the thing. That is not a confirmation.
No.
That is not a confirmation.
No.
If that's supposed to be.
No. I don't think it's going to be. What I think it is that the confirmation is that it's going there.
Right. Well,
it's not that it's happened.
Because and again, because the thing is, the important thing is not that Bumblebee as a ship happens.
Right.
But that Bumblebee as a friendship happens.
Yes.
So that then the romantic ship can happen.
We have to earn this.
Exactly. And the relationship between Blake and Yang has been on
the fritz, because they've been separated.
All the stuff that's happened.
They have guilt and shame that's been
and now they are
uncommunicated.
And now they are fully united. So now basically we're not back to where we were before, because that's not what happens, but we're
in a different place.
Right. A new era has begun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's apropos that the bike had to
sink.
Had to
smash out of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's so many jokes I can make, but like I love that. Okay, what am I thinking of? There's something where it was Red versus Blue. Remember in Red versus Blue? I think it's Tex sends the little bike, like jumps off. Yeah, or not the mongoose. It was actually a bike when she's on the freeway.
Oh, yeah.
And she launches it at the airship, comes off, lands on the ground. Like that's what that was, right? I mean, it was just gravity. They were just but I mean,
hey, gravity is one of the most important things in any system. Whatever. No combat mechanics can beat gravity.
Yeah.
but the idea of the Bumblebee ship essentially smashing Adam and throwing him out of the way.
And like, you know what's beautiful? I don't know if you watch. I think I showed the videos to you after I watched them, but
Hammer Time.
Yeah, Hammer Time. Hammer Time did a JoJo's reference at the end of the episode 10 meme video with Bumblebee coming in at the last second on the cliffhanger where they're staring at each other, and right as it was gonna hit Adam, it went do 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 do. That was made back when, so they called it, and that basically, Bumblebee would smash Adam.
But let's be real. Let's be real. If the Crewbee didn't have Bumblebee smash Adam in some way, not that it would have been a mistake per se, but it would have been a wasted punch. It would have been a missed opportunity. Like, so, yeah.
Dang, but if Yang can't ride Bumblebee, what's she gonna ride on the way back?
Oh my god.
But on another side of things, there is a worry that I have specifically whenever a show that is primarily, I would say, kind of fantastical character drama like this start to bring in romance, is that it's hard to write romance. It's just really hard to write it, and this isn't romance yet. But the thing is that I actually really liked the delivery of the final line. Like, I thought it was really good. And I think that Blake, as a character, is hard to show a form of emotion that's not, like, dramatic, but it's more subtle, without it being, like, lost in the kind of the neutral area of Blake's voice. So I just want to give shout out to Aaron Zek for doing a good job on the voice acting of that line.
And I would say that the reason that writing romance ends up being tough is because people are trying to write romance.
Yes.
They're not trying to write characters.
Yes.
When you write characters, they'll have natural, like, dynamic chemistry and interactions and stuff, where the romance can naturally just, you know,
Thank you for saying that,
there.
Jacob.
And
resident author here.
That's when, you know,
listen to this guy.
That's how you make it happen. Like, there's a reason that Blake and Yang ended up being shipped in the first place.
Yes.
You know, it wasn't.
We know what happened in Volume 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So that stuff can happen.
Yeah.
Right. That's how you do it.
Right.
You know. So and the fact that they're here means that, like, what it means to me
is the beginning.
This is the beginning.
Yeah.
The drama is over and done with, because it made sense for the drama to be there, because they had both been through a lot.
It was
awkward.
awkward.
Crazy stuff had happened. Yeah. Yep. But it did not make me ship it did not make me ship Bumblebee, right? But now that's gone. It's a brand new day. Yeah. And we're gonna start it off by beating the crap out of your ex-boyfriend.
It is kind of funny. There's a part I was noticing something. There's a part where he's like, his eyes weren't really emotive in the fight. Oh, sorry, his eyes. Like, shout out to the crew for making his left eye look actually terrifying, because his eye is there. Yeah. It's red and discolored and bloodshot.
Which is great, because it's also it's basically a great showcasing for, because his whole color aesthetic is red, right? Yes. Red and black.
Yeah.
His sword glows red and all that stuff.
Yep.
But the fact that they made his other eye bright blue shows that basically there was a person before this.
Yes.
Which they'll still have to capitalize on that in the next episode.
But that's all that is.
It's this tiny little thing that's left. But the fact that it is there is very important, because because if they had just made his eyes be like brown or something, you know, like, they could have done that. There would have been nothing wrong with that. But I feel like the visual, basically, contrast,
yes.
the contradiction there that's implied is very good, and it makes me optimistic about what they will do with Adam as a character, even if it is just how they resolve him on his way out.
I'm just glad. Okay, I have to be honest. For a small bit of time earlier in Volume 6, I was like, they could do the Silver Eye Adam theory, but then I immediately threw it away. But, like, I'm so glad
that it's not Silver Eyes.
That it's not that.
Yes.
Because, come on, guys.
Yep.
Come on.
Because
I'm not saying that you have a bad theory or anything like that. But,
that could be cool, but the thing is, like, Adam has problems enough as a character as it is. So having the reveal be again something that's based around abilities, which was all he had going for him this entire time, would have been a bit more than just a missed opportunity, I would say.
That would have been extremely disappointing.
Yeah,
Just
and I mean,
me.
it's not like Adam can really disappoint much anyways. Like, let's be real.
He's already done enough!
Yeah, like...
Oh, Jacob, you're just dropping fire on Adam. It's so great.
But the fact that they did this... Okay, cool. All right,
man.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I just wanted to say there was a part where his eyes... his eye, I keep saying eyes, his eye, his blue eye was, he had both Blake and Yang that he was looking at, and he was like frantically like looking back and forth at them. And, okay, there's a couple things you can read into that. What I think it was that he's being a tactical fighter, and he's realizing I need to keep both of them in my field of vision because Blake's looking like she's getting back up. So I need to make sure that if any of them move, I'm watching both of them. Because also, let's be real here, having only one useful eye puts Adam at an extreme disadvantage.
Like, maybe he still can see out of the other eye.
Like a little bit, but it's like extremely faded.
But then they still... One of the things I'm kind of confused about is that they didn't explain the whole thing of how he was seeing anyways without the... With the
rule
thing
of cool.
covering his eyes.
Rule of cool. I have more problems with the missile being caught and thrown than that.
Yes, that's very true.
So the thing that was interesting though is that I think it was either after this or directly before this. Yang's like, I think it was before this that this happened. Yang's like, "Don't worry, Blake, I'll hold him off," and he's like, "Yeah, that's a good idea," or something like that. He's basically saying like, "Aren't you like too scared or something, or what have you?" But what I'm getting the lines mixed up. But the point is that when he looked at both of them, I think he thought back actually to Volume 3, because in Volume 3, Episode 11, he goes, "Oh, I will destroy everything you love." And she's calling out to Blake, "Where are you?" And the way Blake looks at Yang is a, "Please don't come over here. I care about you. Please don't come over here. You're going to get hurt." But the way Adam has this like almost insidious perception of it is something where I'm like, okay, yeah, you could hear someone calling for you. It's like your friend. Right. But the way he just goes starting with her, like, she's gonna go first, not because she's conveniently here.
I mean, there is that.
But I think we're supposed to read just the slightest bit
that he sees how much Blake cares
sees
for
that Blake really does care about him, because he knows that she doesn't care about him. And maybe in his warped perception, I love the idea of maybe at one point we get to see what it's like to see through his eyes.
Sure.
That would be so cool if they do that.
Yep. Just a world of blood.
Yeah, that his perception is so warped that he feels like Blake is being abusive to him. Like that's how messed up his own head is. Like he feels like he's being led on by her. Well, some other stupid thing
like
or what have you.
What was the thing he said the previous episode? Like, why must you torment me?
Torment me this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so like he's messed up in the head.
Yeah,
but when he looked
here,
when he looked at both of them, I think he realized, oh crap, this is real. Like this is real. And it's stronger than it was before.
Well, and it's stronger than me.
Oh, it's way stronger. Like what they have is something that I don't have. Like, I think the whole thing of him being spite, I think he saw that, and that just pissed him off.
Oh, absolutely.
So much.
Because the thing is, in Volume 3, it was almost like he got some sort of hard-on from it, because he's like, yes, I have power, starting with her.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole volume was intensely over the top and
but
scary.
The thing is that the reason I would see why that happened is because he saw that Blake was afraid.
Yes.
He still had control over her.
Yeah.
And now he's realizing, no, I don't have any control.
Yep.
I can't touch them.
Yep. I'm outnumbered.
I'm outnumbered.
Yep.
I'm outgunned. And in the same way that his super anime energy blast of edgelordness literally just was a cut on Yang's arm.
Yeah, I think the arm is still fine. Like, like she just took it with her aura, and I guess just
Yep.
Yeah.
Then he's basically realizing, I can't do anything here. Like I've lost.
Right.
You know, but of course, because he's so spiteful,
Yeah.
he's not just going to give up, even though he knows he's lost.
Yeah, he did start to move his hand towards his blade. I want to say one more thing about Yang here. Her fighting style was so good. I have like a serious like Yang fighting style boner right now. It's just like, but the thing is, you remember like probably one of the best, again, also best things about Volume 4 was Yang's interactions with Tai Yang. And about him talking about her needing to refine her fighting style and not just get hit intentionally for the purpose of gaining strength.
Yeah.
She actually didn't get hit much at all off of her gauntlets.
Nope.
Like if you go and look, like, I'm probably going to notice that she did get hit a couple times.
Right, but it was the idea that
it's
basically
way less than usual.
Well, and the thing is, it was the shift in tone of her being on the defensive versus Adam being on the offensive. It was a really cool way to sort of showcase the shift in power dynamics because now he's trying to take because he doesn't have.
Right.
And Yang has it. So she's fine. She's untouchable, right?
Yeah.
In the same way that, you know, in Volume 3, it was the reverse, right?
Right.
So the fact that they did this and, you know, and she charges towards him and he's all like, haha, keikaku dori. And then he slices and she's just like, yeah, I've fought you before. I know what you're going to do. That was awesome.
But that misdirect, though, on the lunge, that's like... That's like saying, no, it's not going to be like last time where I just lunge and I let myself get hit for the intention of building up this attack that I'm coming at you with.
Which is also awesome because it basically showcases that Yang was essentially stoking Adam's ego because it's like, yes, you think you're in control. Yes, it's going to go like last time and you will, you know, hit things with your big sword and your big sword can't be beaten and your big sword is the best thing ever. And, you know, no.
Also, I want to say clever usage of the idea of having the after image effect for Adam's speed. One of the things that was really tough to showcase, I would say, just in any animated project, is when something is really fast, you need to be able to track it with your eyes so it doesn't look like it's just a teleport blip, right? But then you have to do you animate all the frames along that trajectory? No, that's way too much. So what we'll then do is have a bunch of mini rapid teleports for the purpose of showing that the speed is really fast, and that's I give that a full pass as this is how we showcase that Adam is really fast, and it's not just him jumping, you know.
But the important thing is that they stylized it. They didn't just have it be he vanishes from one spot and suddenly he's over here because that's lame. And there's a place for that, but not here. Not here. Not in this fight.
Not in this fight.
And they dialed up Adam's edge factor with the design and everything to 11 and used that to basically smooth those transitions and all that stuff. And, you know, and I talk about it like I know what I'm talking about, but I really
This is just
don't.
our experience with perception, you know, and stuff like that.
Impression from watching it, and I'm sure I would get a lot more out of it, you know, on rewatch because this fight was... It was dense.
Yeah, but this is something that I would say would make me genuinely want to seek out intentionally the behind-the-scenes commentary on this fight. I don't think it's as much so with the mech fight. The mech fight was a little bit more straightforward. I can rewatch it, but I'm going to be rewatching the Adam fight versus Blake and Yang. Is really good. Is really good. Like think about Raven and Cinder, and then compare that to this.
Right. And that fight was amazing.
And that fight was great. For the most part. But like this is a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Mad props. And the fact that they're saying, "Oh no, we could keep the fight going maybe a little bit." It's probably going to be more character focused than fight.
Right.
But
yeah.
Boy.
Oh boy. This is going to be good.
All right. Good. Guys, thank you so much for watching the reaction, the discussion. This is a fun episode. Lots of hype.
It really was.
How do we do outros, Jacob?
Well, it's live coming out, so but we have the timer-based early access.
Right. So we usually put those out at least one day after the reactions have gone up on our Patreon. Our early access tier, so you can check that out. Link in the description below.
Yes.
Any level though of Patreon support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about episodes as they come out. Talk to us about stories in general, or just whatever. And yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.